Welcome to the School Community Council Update 2013-14, Online Training Modules and Resource Materials. The goals for the online training modules include training information for operation of school community councils, a central resource with access to state electronic training materials, and a resource that may be accessed, viewed, and updated. My name is Jeff Christensen. I'm the Policy Coordinator for Canyon School District. And this online training is to provide training for school community councils for the 2013-14 academic school year. During the 2013 legislative session, House Bill 306, School Land Trust Program Amendments, was passed by the state legislature, providing additional information and modifying state statute for governance and operation of school community councils. As listed on the slide, new language and purpose statement, the new bill outlined four main purposes of school community councils and updated the language of the bill to focus on these four areas as listed on the PowerPoint slide, which include involving parents or guardians of students in decision making at the school level, improving the education of students, prudently expending school land trust program money for the improvement of students' education through collaboration among parents, guardians, school employees, and the local school board, and increasing public awareness for school land trusts and related land policies, as well as the management of the school fund established in the Utah Constitution, Article 10 and Section 5. I want to take you through a few slides to review updates in the House Bill 306 for governance and operation of school community councils. These slides are a brief summary, and there are links out to the School Land Trust website provided by the state for additional information. The first topic that was covered, and for modifications that are relevant for schools, is elections of school community council officers for the year 2013-14. As you can see on the slide, there are two main issues to be addressed dealing with elections, and there a third one will follow on the next slide. The first issue that school community councils need to address is the timing of their elections. A school must decide whether school community council elections are held in the spring, prior to the close of school, or in the fall, prior to October 15th, 2013. The timing of the election must remain the same for at least a 4-year period. In other words, a school has to make a determination if they're going to hold elections in the spring or in the fall, and whichever decision is made must be maintained consistent for the next 4 years. The second item is the school community councils have been provided through state training materials an election checklist. I've listed some of the main issues that need to be addressed in terms of an election checklist, and then for a more detailed list, I'm going to take you out to the schoollandtrust.org site and show you where they have additional resources. The first bullet states notice of elections must be approved at least 10 days prior to elections. Notice for elections shall include the date, time, list of positions, and instructions for candidacy. The third issue is principal of the school shall oversee elections, and ballots for school community councils shall be deposited in a secure ballot box. And also, district or individual schools may allow parents to vote by electronic ballot. Now I'm going to take you out to the website www.schoollandtrust.org that lists additional resources available from the state and their training materials to provide additional materials for elections. I've clicked on a link that's taken me out to the website, and you can see it states School Land Trust, and then it provides a number of options. School Trust, Councils, Schools, Contact, and of course you can change the language to Spanish if needed. I'm going to click on the link Councils, and that takes me to a page that discusses community and discusses the role of schools and principals. And at the top where it says councils make a difference, they talk about job descriptions and tasks, plan councils prepare, and work of councils. I'm now going to click on work of councils that will give me additional information on how councils do their work. As you scroll down the page, you can see that they provide a number of resources, particularly changes for councils from the 2013 legislature, so additional information that may be helpful to schools. And then there are links to a compliance checklist, an election checklist, information for school websites, creating a timeline for the year, council training PowerPoint, and other additional rules, bylaws, and other information that would be useful for a school as they conduct their work with the school community council. Returning back to our PowerPoint, one or two additional issues that deal with elections is whether or not when they are required and when an election is not required. If the number of candidates who file for a parent or guardian position or school employee position is less than or equal to the number of open positions, then no election is required. In other words, if you have 2 open positions and 2 parents file, then no election is required because it's less than or equal to the number of open positions. In contrast, if you have 2 open positions and 5 people, which is greater than the number of positions open, then election would be required. The second bullet on this slide is if an election is not required, so that means you've had less than the number or equal to the number of positions. Essentially, if election is not held, a parent or guardian position remains unfilled, other members of the school community council of a parent or guardian will meet and appoint a parent or guardian who meets the qualifications to fill the position. Also, if an election is not held and a school employee position remains unfilled, the other school employee member shall appoint a school employee who meets the qualifications. The next topic I will address is council leadership. This slide addresses the issues of school community council leadership. A minor change from last year is the elimination of co-chairs in the leadership of the council. A council may now elect a chair and vice chair. The chair is a parent member and the vice chair may be a parent member or an employee member. So if you look at the slide that I've provided, after the council is seated, the council will elect a chair and a vice chair. The chair is a parent member and the vice chair may be a parent member or an employee member. There are no longer co-chairs. The next point for council leadership is the role of the principal. At the school level, the principal is the primary authority under the direction of the school board and accountable for all activities of the school. The principal shall submit written assurances regarding council membership as required by law. The principal shall oversee compliance with open and public meeting requirements. And in this case, the school principal may consult with the website www.schoollandtrust.org for additional information, election checklists, and other resources. A third operational topic is the council. The school community council has 2 main issues to address in terms of the council: member terms and council size. A change from previous years is there is no longer a term limit for parent-guardian members. A parent may serve as long as they have a student at the school. Additionally, if a parent were to have a student at the school during the first year of their membership on the council, and then the student were to leave the school, the parent may still continue for the duration of the term. Terms shall be staggered so that approximately half of the council members stand for election each year. The second issue is council size. A school may determine a school community council size, provided there are at least 2 more parent members than employee members, with at least 2 employee members on the council. In other words, a school community council at this point may be as large as needed, provided that there are 2 parent members in addition than employee members. The council may also form subcommittees as needed. The last item I'd like to address is notification to parents, mandatory information on school websites. Once again, at www.schoollandtrust.org, there is a link to mandatory information for the school website. Here, there are 5 bulleted items that must be considered for schools and this information must be included on the school's website. The first bullet indicates names and contact information, direct email, phone, or both for each member of the council, proposed school community council meeting schedule for the year, a summary of the implementation of the School Land Trust Program plan completed in the prior school year. This includes accomplishments and how the money was spent. The last two items include councils must determine additional means of notifying parents who do not have internet access and make sure those parents are also notified. This may be by letter or other informational tools to ensure that information is provided to school community council members and the larger community. The last item is School Land Trust Program funds are not to be used to provide parent notifications. Thank you for your attention during this online training module regarding school community councils. If you have specific questions, please contact Tamara Baker, Director of School Performance, at 801-826-5130, or Jeffrey Christensen, Coordinator of Policy Research or Policy Coordinator, at 801-826-5126. May you have a successful year serving your school community council.
There you go.
Ta-da!